we're going to take a look at today is a chord targeting exercise. And what this does is it makes it easier for you to come down and play all these different chords with, because when you're playing through songs, you want all these fingers to come down at the same time. So that's basically what we're going to work on. We're going to take it step by step. It's baby steps. So let me bring the camera down and we'll get started. All right. So let's take, I'm going to take the D chord. So what we want to do here is, all right, finger targeting exercise for the D chord. Now what we're going to do is we're going to target each individual finger, because what happens at first is people tend to favor one particular finger, like say this one, and they put these fingers down, and then they're playing a chord, then they gotta go over here, put that finger down, and the problem is if you keep doing that, it's going to take you forever to bring these all down at the same time. And if you're playing, it's just hard to be able to play that, nice and. It's just hard to be able to play that nice and evenly like that when you have to target individual fingers. You gotta be able to come down on each chord and hitting every single note at the same time. And this is the way you do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to give each individual finger exercise. So you can start out with whatever one you favorite. That's perfectly fine. So I'm going to start out with my index finger. I'm going to put that down. Then I'm going to add the other notes within the chord. And then, give it a little strum. Not that you have to. You can actually do this, if you're watching TV and there's other people in the room. You can kind of like just sit there and, all right, I'm going to do my chord targeting exercise. And look, doesn't make any noise at all. So you can do this while you're, while you're sitting there and, there's other people in the room and you won't bother anybody. But when you're alone, maybe you want to try, see if you can get it nice and clean and clear too. Actually, D string you want in there. I guess I did have the D string. So what you do is you target that first finger, add the other ones in. Then you take your hand all the way down, shake it out a little bit, bring it back up, index finger, add the other fingers in, take it down, shake it out, bring it back, and you're going to do 10 of these on the index finger. And then let's pretend I did 10 of those. Now I want to pick another finger, maybe this one, and target that finger first, and then add the other ones. Come back down, shake it out, bring it up. And what you might find at the very beginning, because you're not used to targeting that finger, you might miss the fretboard or come way up here. So that's good. That's why we're working on this, so we can get used to that finger going right where it needs to be. And again, you're going to bring it down and bring it up, and make sure what you don't do this. Bring it just a little bit and bring it back. No, that's not what we want. We want to bring it all the way down, shake it out. We're going to start from ground zero, and then grab that. And then say we did 10 of those, then I'm sure you guessed. Now we're going to target the ring finger. Again, you're probably going to at first be jumping all around, but yep, you target the ring finger, bring the other ones in, bring it back down, shake it out, bring it back, and again, you do 10 of those. And that's basically what you're going to do for the very beginning, is just focus on targeting individual fingers. And yep, so that's a good thing. So now every single one of your fingers here is getting exercise with where they need to go. So eventually, again, This finger is going to be able to come directly there every single time. This finger is going to go directly there every single time, and that one every single time. Before you know it, you're going to be able to bring them all together. So that's what you want to focus on at first. And then later on, when you get that done, you can start doing combinations. So you can go, all right, I'm going to go at these two fingers and then add that. Then you can do that for a while. Then maybe you might take this and this finger and then add that. Get used to that. And then maybe these two, those two together, then add that. So I think you get the idea. You're going to do, so like if you've seen there, I went up here by accident. It's got to be these two right there, and then add it. So I think you get the idea. You try different combinations of the chord, like two-fingered combinations. And then if you, at that point, if you can do that, you tried out all the different combinations, you got pretty good at it, it's going to be pretty simple now to bring them all together. And what you want to do here at this step is you're going to want to come up and don't place any fingers on until you're ready to bring it all the way down and one, at the same time. So if you want to bring one down first, try to force yourself to back off from it and let the other fingers catch up and bring them all down at the same time. Yep. And then eventually what you want to do too while you're doing this is start to make the formation of the chord even before you get there. So when you get there, boom, they're all going to be ready to basically come right down. Yep. But that's later on. Very beginning, don't move on to any of that until you've got these individual fingers right. You got them trained very well, where they're just going right to those notes without any problems. If you can do that, then move on to these other exercises where you're combining fingers. So yeah, and you do that the same thing with all the chords. So again, you can do this while there's people around. You can do it silently. Maybe take your hand too and put it on the guitar string so it make sure it doesn't make any noise, and just do some of your finger targeting exercises. When you're by yourself, then you can do that. Maybe try to strum it, and then take the finger off. Try to strum it. One thing I want you to avoid though is I don't want you to get so involved. Like if you do say the D and it's all muffled and you're really struggling with it and stuff, then I don't want you to spend forever trying to get that chord nice and clean. That's not what we're working on in this exercise. If you can do it quickly, go for it. But we don't want to start mixing things up. Then you lose focus off of what we're doing. Then you're not doing very many of these because you're so focused on trying to get it clean and clear. This is finger targeting. So if you're struggling with a chord, getting it clear, save that for another exercise and just focus on getting these fingers where they need to be. And then you can have a separate exercise where you're going to focus on putting these all together and then trying to play them nice, clean, and clear. So yeah, work on this. This is going to help you out a lot. And another little tip with this is I would sit here for half an hour going through all my chords like that. You can set aside a little bit of time where you're going to take like a chord and then do it, a chord or two. But a really good time to do this is use this as something to kind of break up your practice session. So say you're working on some, say playing a chord song. You get tired of working on that, you need a break. All right, I'm going to take my A minor chord and I'm going to do 10 of each finger. Or you can even do, all right, I'm just going to do my index finger for right now. Do 10 of those. Then you can work on something else, come on back and do another finger for 10. Or you could just, all right, I'm going to do each of my fingers, I'm going to do the whole A minor chord. I'm going to use my index finger, I'm going to use second finger, third finger, 10 each. Then you go work on something else. and then come back again. Maybe you'll work on your C. So I think you get the idea. You're just gonna take that exercise and then spread it out, in little bits throughout your practice session. So you could do all your fingers in one shot, or you can just split it up and take maybe in each practice session you're going to focus on just a couple chords, and you're going to do one finger at a time. I'm going to do 10 of my index finger. Now I'm going to work on some scales. Now maybe I'm going to go 10 of my middle finger here. Then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna work on some chord exercises. Uh, then now I think I'm gonna work on my Enter Sandman for a little while. Now let me go and I think I'm gonna work on finger exercise for my ring finger. I'm getting tired of working on Enter Sandman. I need a little bit of break. So you go do 10 of those. Work on something else. Then maybe come back to another chord. I think you get the idea. I think I binged the heck out of that. So I think you know what I'm talking about there. So yeah, and that's basically it. That's your finger targeting exercise. So work on that. There's a PDF on this also. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next lesson. All right, take it easy.